Hey, BO6 everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we got a very exciting topic for you guys. We're going to be talking about Black Ops 6 and especially some returning features we want. Look back a second. Kevin Drew, in one of the recent interviews he did at Gamescom, or whatever it's called, you know what I'm talking about, but he said that Black Ops 6 will be a culmination of a lot of returning fan favorite features from, we're talking Black Ops 1, 2, 3, maybe even World at War, all the way up through Cold War. So we're going to be diving into some specifics about what we want to return when it comes to Black Ops 6 Zombies. Without further ado, go ahead and take some Juggernog, you're gonna need it.
And some double tap too. Extra firepower. Let's start with things that we think are like mainline features.
Yeah.
So they keep telling us it's gonna be round based, which I feel like is a given. If it is a Treyarch mainline game, of course it's gonna be round based. Anything else would be a disservice, a disappointment.
Yes, totally.
And a travesty.
Although I will say I am a pretty big fan of Outbreak.
Yeah,
I think that was fun. But I do think that this zombie semester, they should really put all of their development time toward round base. It needs it more than ever. So I think that they're definitely going to have to just stick to that route, at least for the next year or two.
Yeah, we also got to make sure none of that Black Ops 4 shenanigans.
Yeah.
Set perk locations.
Ooh,
okay?
100%.
Yeah.
My
we need it. It's just it adds to map knowledge. Like, oh, I know you could set where you want it, but I think it's just, you know, it also adds the developers can design the map in a way where it's like, oh well, if you want this perk, you have to go this way, like. And they can just have more decision making when it comes to...
And I'd bet on that. I would. And I believe in Black Ops Cold War. Let me know if I'm wrong. I believe they also did have perk set locations.
Yeah, they definitely...
And I think that really added to the flow of each map individually. And
Speaking of Cold War, I think, you know, is some stuff that I think strays a good amount away from the standard Zombies formula, but something like the weapon rarity, I think, is a really good addition.
I think it's a great addition, but they do need to make some cosmetic improvements, I'd say. So let me offer you this. You know, we've seen in Warzone, we've seen a multiplayer. How do you tell a rarity of a weapon? Well, usually it's outlined with some sort of hue, maybe a blue, maybe an orange, you know, based on the rarity. I think Zombies in Cold War was built with so much multiplayer assets, maybe they didn't have development time or something that they just couldn't get their full vision through. But I'd so much rather its own system for Zombies, still being able to present to you weapon rarity, but in a fashion that fits the aesthetic and the vibe and doesn't ruin the atmosphere. So, you know, why not put a piece of tape around the gun? Maybe it's a specific color of tape that lets you know what rarity the weapon is. I think that'd be very cool, and I think that would take away from you could even do it with salvage. You can do it with salvage, believe it or not. You know, you got salvage, it's floating, it's green, it's blue. Maybe just have it look like it's dirt. Similar to the piles of dirt you had on Origins. Those fit to the map. They could have outlined those in hues, but they decided, hey, let's make them fit the aesthetic. And I really like that.
Make it something that, and you could even, if you really want to, you know, get some points. Make it to where it's map specific, whatever either the rarity edition is, or even just like you said, the salvage. Make it a little bit map specific. You know, just. As developers, you should make choices about like the aesthetics and how because maybe some maps dirt wouldn't, like what if it's an only inside map? You know, dirt wouldn't.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Is that there's but I'm just saying it's an option.
Yes, it is an option, and I think it's just the overall idea is just getting more identification, map specific or game specific, and having it not ruin the atmosphere. I think we could also go into that about maybe the armor system. I thought was a good improvement.
Yeah, the armor system is really fun, and I think what it adds to that game that I think is nice is the gameplay loop, the kind of like building stage. I'm getting more powerful. I'm getting new stuff.
Yeah,
it's
I do like that.
extended, which adds replayability. There's more stuff for you to kind of like look forward to in order to upgrade. And I like the fact that with the rarities and the armor, the rarities it is kind of random. Like you can get like a max rarity gun out of the box, but let's say you get something that's pretty high up, and you're like, well, I don't want to just keep sitting here like spinning on box. Like that's something that's like that is Zombies is just sitting there in the box.
Exactly.
Good. But it can get frustrating, especially since you added the rarity. Because like, what if you get the good gun a million times, but it keeps being the lowest rarity? So I like the fact that with the armor and the rarity, you're able to upgrade it with salvage.
Yes, and I like that, and I think that when we actually interact with that entire system, maybe a way to do it that's not so menu oriented, and especially the type of menu UI they have for armor, and especially also the weapons, which we'll get into in a second. I think that they could maybe improve that system a little bit to where maybe just go buy it like a perk, and then you could just see the armor be placed on your thing. I don't think we have to go into a whole menu.
Yeah, make like a little, like what if it's like a little machine and there's like little circles and they light up, and like whenever you're on like the 4th light, you know, you're on like the 4th level armor.
Ooh, that would
just
be
something
sick.
like that, but
yeah.
it shouldn't be like a menu. I don't want anything to pop up. I don't want to have to use any sort of controls or anything.
True.
It should all be like, you know, you need.
I like the light idea. That's sick.
I mean, just something like that, where like something, you know, just changes based off of each time you go up to upgrade it, so you know on which level you're at. Just small things like that. And once again, it can't, like, I think just, you know, I understand when it comes to core mechanics, things like Pack-a-Punch, it kind of, well, actually, no, even the Pack-a-Punch machine, that changes based off the map a lot. You know, I think these core mechanics are allowed to change as long as they still have elements to it that make it obvious to you as a player, like, oh, that's that. You know, you don't want it to be confusing.
Yeah, something like the Pack-a-Punch machine from past games to Cold War.
Yeah.
You know, it looks different, but you know that is Pack-a-Punch.
Well,
Same with the perks, like Juggernaut.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Pack on Shadows of Evil, it's completely different than the standard Pack-a-Punch.
Yeah,
But
it's not even a machine.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, but the inside of it, it kind of looks samey, like, and the overall shape. So, anyways, just I guess with Cold War, which I guess we're mainly focusing on it because that was the newest,
it was the most recent like big Treyarch title.
And I think they did try the most stuff. It was very different, especially for a mainline.
And I think for
Treyarch
gameplay, it worked.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, a little bit more refined when it comes to the maps. Maybe less multiplayer-ish, more zombies-esque. But you know, I think it's great. And when we're getting into the whole UI stuff, my God, I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail of this video I made. Thank you very much. It is a little bit of a spoof of what I saw on the Black Ops 3 multiplayer reveal. I saw the UI down there, I made my own version, but I added some vines to it. I added, you know, a little bit more character, and I think that's really all you need for a custom UI when it comes to Black Ops 6 Zombies. You know, we had custom UI back in Origins and Buried, and Mob of the Dead was the first one to do that.
Yeah, just map-specific UIs and HUDs that kind of like gave you the atmosphere of the map. It's those small things that whenever I first played it, I didn't notice. But in a game like Cold War, where I realized everything felt so samey, I'm like, oh, I hate this. It feels worse to play.
Yeah, and it's very easy. Like I whipped that up in like 5 minutes. Just imagine if I had just 2 hours of time
and an entire team.
And it's just something so easy. You know, I'm sure from a developer standpoint, it's probably not the hardest thing to do. You just change, you know, probably whatever, you know, image that is showing up. So.
You have an entire team of artists. It really had to have been a time thing with Cold War because 100%. Like there are a lot of mechanics that I feel like would be more well received and would have been more well received if they just had spent the time on the aesthetics and keeping the vibe of zombies. Like I think their whole design philosophy is shown with the health bars and the identifiers where it says zombie. No shit, it's a zombie. I clicked on zombies mode. Like, and I think it takes away from the effect of it. I mean, I remember in Shadows, whenever a Margwa came up, you're like, what the f is that? But now in Cold War, when I see a guy come up, I'm like, that's the
the armored zombie.
Yeah, like that's, you know, it just. You know, if you want to make that a feature in the new game that you can turn on, sure. But I think that by default, it should be turned off, and I think that, you know, they need to go, you know what, Black Ops 3, it was perfect aesthetically in every way.
Just make Black Ops 6 like Black Ops 3, literally.
Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, exactly. But so overall, like the new games, especially Cold War, it brings a lot of new good gameplay mechanics that are fun, but they just need to be more polished and they need to be aesthetically more consistent with zombies
as a whole and its counterculture toward Call of Duty as a whole.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know how they want to do it, but I'm not getting paid the big bucks, so you guys just got to figure it out.
Yeah,
please.
or look, you can just take the idea. I just want zombies to be good. Yeah, you know, and God, and I think the community is so passionate. Especially we are too, you know.
We want it back. I think it's been enough time. I have a really good feeling that they're gonna implement some good mechanics and that they're gonna find a good middle ground.
I think it'll be freaking awesome.
I'm pretty confident.
And like I said, if I get to 1,000 subs before the time that Black Ops 6 releases, I'll buy the game and I'll play it and I'll stream it and you guys be ready, please.
$70, please.
I don't know if I'll lose it. You know, I think it'll be good. I think I'll buy it either way.
If you have a good time, yeah. I think it's gonna be good.
I'm excited, guys.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much. Wow, I just gained 300 subs in the past week. We're growing quick, and I love it. And you know what? Take a quick revive for that one. Yeah, a third perk in this video. Can you believe it? But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for all the love I've been getting on the recent videos. Like I said, I'd love to continue the conversation about this down in the comments, guys. We're a community. We got to be talking about it, and it's fun, and maybe a developer will see it. Who knows? And I hope you tune in for another video. I got some very exciting ones coming out this week and next week and the week after, so I'd love to see you guys again. Here's an Ethereum crystal before you forget it. Take that with you. All right. Y'all take care. Thank you very much.